Cheers and good on you, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning into the show. Yes, on YouTube. I'm back on YouTube. Why am I back on YouTube? I'm on YouTube and I'm on Rumble. I had an interesting conversation with a new friend of mine. Her name is Velma Hagar. Very inspirational, very motivational. I love her faith. She's definitely a new friend. I definitely consider her a dear friend. And even though we kind of just met, we connected. And I truly do adore her. And she kind of encouraged me in a few ways. She commented on one of my videos. It was called Don't Give Up. And I went back and I listened to the video. And I thought, you know what? I do have a message. And I do want to help people. And I do want to make a difference in people's lives. So, you know, although I kind of have to keep my show separate because I do have the Rumble channel. And I hope you subscribe there too. It's all one word, The Scott Ford Show on Rumble. But I also want to do something positive with YouTube because I do have an audience. And I've kind of let it dip a little bit, but I developed a pretty good audience on YouTube. And I have ears, I have eyes on YouTube, and I want to try to help people. I want to make a difference in people's lives. And so I want to spread positive content. And I really do mean that. Because that's who I really am. And by the way, the things that I talk about here on YouTube, it's because I've implemented them in my own life. Many things I discuss and talk about, they're things that I went through. So in other words, it's not me just preaching and it sounds great and like, yeah, he's talking that, but he hasn't been through that. Most of the time, the things that I talk about are things I'm either going through or have been through. And now I'm kind of looking back and saying, look, this is what I did to get through it. And if that can help anybody, I want to be an active participant in helping to change people's lives in a sincere way. So I'm back on YouTube and I promise I'm going to start, sharing more motivational, positive content. And yeah, like I said, I've got the talk show on Rumble. That's, I guess, my main show. That's where I discuss pretty much everything. Here on YouTube, I'm going to keep it more inspirational, more positive, more motivational because, listen, I think we have to dance in reality, Rumble, but we also we need a slice of both. We need some positivity. We need some motivation because times can get tough. Times can get rough. And times have been rough in a lot of ways for a lot of people. But just like the video that Velma commented on, don't give up. Like, especially too, there's times where you think there's no way I'm going to get out of this. There's no possible way out of this. I did think like that. In certain financial situations due to that thing that was going around that disrupted everybody's lives that we can't talk about. And I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you a personal story, and it's a little embarrassing, but just to show you how committed I am to this. Because of that thing that was going around, my business was wrecked. And we're slowly starting to rebuild, thank God. But I went through my savings. I went through my credit card. I went through everything. And to the point that there was no door. Now, what if there's no door? You find one. You make one. You kick a hole in the wall. You make a window. You get through it. But I tell you, I was so distraught. I was even keeping it from my wife. And I started bawling. I went down in the basement. And I was trying to keep it away from anyone. And my wife heard me from the basement crying so hard because I was literally at the point, I don't know how we're going to make the mortgage payment. I don't know how we're even going to get groceries this week. And that was not that long ago, people. That was just a few weeks ago, literally just maybe 4 weeks ago. And I felt that I had exhausted every path to, like, we are in trouble. We are in deep trouble. I thought I love my home. I love my house. I thought we're going to lose the house. I'm going to have to embarrassingly, in a very embarrassing way, put up some kind of sign, foreclosure, something like that. My neighbors are going to see it, my friends. I didn't know how I was going to get out of it. But I guess I won't say exactly what I did, but not because it wouldn't be a teaching tool, but I had to move some things around that were not ideal to do, but it's what I had to do. And now work is starting to slowly pick back up again, thank God. Because listen, I made a certain level of income for a long time, and it was good. And I'm not saying it to brag. I worked my butt off to do it. But then when you're used to making this, and then for 2.5 years, you're making this, you start to really wake up. And when you see your savings go away and you see everything just gone, it was depressing. It was hard. The point, though, I was at my lowest moment where a month later, 4 weeks later, here I am sitting talking about the fact that I made it through. When I was crying in the basement, and again, that's embarrassing for me to say, but I want to be honest. There was no way out. To me, that was it. Listen, I'll tell you one more thing that's very embarrassing. Dark thoughts came into my mind. And I never want to go there again. Where I thought, if I did something, I'm not proud to say this. I'm not saying I was going to do it. I wouldn't do that. But I'm saying if I did that, at least they'd be taken care of in some ways. My wife and daughter. That's how bad, that's what I was thinking when I was crying in the basement. At that point in my head, that was my only option. But don't give up. Hold on. There's no door. You make one. And like I said, I'm still far from out of it. When you're used to making this and then you make this. But the door was opened, and it helped me to see, like, even when you think there's no way out, here I am 4 weeks later, still have my house. Things are starting to look up. See? So don't give up. Think how many times people have probably given up, and then the next day, if they would have just waited one more day, or if they would have pushed just a little bit harder, what they could have accomplished, what they could have done, but they gave up. So don't let yourself get to that point. I was dancing, and that's not healthy. It's not good. So thank you for staying subscribers on my YouTube channel. Let's build it up. Share the show, text it out to a friend, share it to your social media, and let's build something up here. I neglected it for a while, my YouTube channel, but I think there's a purpose here, and I think we can do something with this. And I need your support. I love your support. Check out Velma, Hagar too, dear friend of mine now, and I'm blessed to know her, and I'm blessed to know you guys. Enjoy your life.
Daddy, Daddy, you're so awesome. Daddy, Daddy, you're so cool. Yeah!